It's a cloudy day here in the Rocky Mountains, but we've got baseball from Coors Field in Denver. Today it's the rubber match of this 3-game series between the Miami Marlins and the Colorado Rockies. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Tyler Anderson will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. What's your take on him, Dan?
A guy with a big future and a former first-round draft pick. Mid-90s fastball, good assortment of off-speed pitches. What he's lacking right now is just getting some experience, and he should get that. And when he does, look out. When he puts it together, this guy has a huge future ahead of him.
Now at the plate, Alejandro Cortez. He will lead this one off today. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Underway now in the Sunday finale as the game's first pitch is taken for ball 1. These Rockies guys, they come in on the heels of a victory last time out, but they've been in a bad stretch recently, losing 5 of their last 8 ball games.
Yeah, man, nothing they'd like to do more than to salvage this one, D-Roll. After this one, they go on the road for a 7-game road trip, so big to get this win here today.
Yeah, last game in front of the home folks before you go out for a week. This is a big one. They're going to get it done.
But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is called in for the first out. With that, a look at the batting order for the Marlins. Dan Plesac, who are you focused on?
Well, I'll keep an eye on the leadoff guy and see what he can do in this one. He's had a tremendous season on the road. If you look at his on-the-road batting average, he's one of the best players in the league. He's hitting over 400 away from home, and that's the case here. So I expect to see him have another big game.
And next to the plate will be JT Riddle. First pitch of the at-bat. Lifted down the line in left. On the run is Dahl. And no one will track it down. Shorts and t-shirts, the order of the afternoon. 92 degrees here at first pitch. Now here's the pitch. And it's fouled away. 1 out, nobody on. Struck him out.
Anytime a pitcher locates a fastball on the inside corner, it's going to be a tough pitch to hit. That one was spot on, and he had no answer for it.
And that'll bring in Adam Frazier, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. The 1-1. Misses for the second ball. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Hey, you know, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, he'll give a little bit off the edges, but he gets the respect not only from the pitchers, but from the players because his zone is consistent.
Yeah, as long as he's consistent, Dan, I'm okay with Mike Fillmore's zone. If a pitcher's pounding that zone, he wants to give a little bit off the outer edge, I'm okay with that.
2-2 to Adam Frazier. Popped up. Murphy has got it, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. And now the Rockies will go on offense for the first time. No score. Jose Arena gets the starting assignment for the Fish in this matchup. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, I'm really excited to watch this guy in this one. He's strung together a solid season up to this point. ERA in the low 2s, and that's not an easy thing to do in this day and age of high-scoring games and home runs and teams filled with guys that get hit throughout the lineup. This is a really good pitcher.
Here's Daniel Murphy now. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Here's the first pitch to him. Hit hard to the right. Foul. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing well, winners of 5 straight prior to that game.
Yeah, Matty, this is the big one right here. They've split the first 2 games of this series. You want to steal one right here and be feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, Dero, I think one of the things you want to do, you get to the third.
Now it's driven the other way with some authority, headed toward the foul pole, and that's off the left field wall.
When you play with fire, you have to expect to get burned once in a while. He's about as hot as you can get right now. They continue to pitch to him, and he continues to make them pay. Nice double off the wall here.
Standing in now, Raimel Tapia, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Arena has made a name for himself as a starter that simply misses the barrel of the bat. He rarely allows a large number of hits, and he does a pretty good job at keeping the ball in the ballpark when the hitters do make contact. And he's got to be more disciplined here. It's 0-2.
That's a well-placed fastball right there, just off the outside. If you can get guys to expand the strike zone and go after that pitch, you're going to have a lot of success. No luck that time, though.
Murphy stands at second with no outs.
Interesting pitch selection right there, in off the plate. Not too many pitchers in the game want to go in there and risk hitting the guy and letting him get on first base free of charge.
Here's a pop-up now. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
Okay, so now is where I think you pull the string. Throw the El Cambio up there. Hasn't seen it yet, and I think he's set up for it right here.
Ready on 1-2. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
You can bet these hitters are taking note of what the guy on the hill is working with. A long at-bat like this in the first inning can reveal a lot.
Here's the 2-2. Well above the letters with the fastball that time.
You would think in this situation, maybe with a base open, he'd just pitch around him and put him on first. But not with the guy in the on-deck circle. He's going to attack this hitter.
The 3-2 pitch. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. He's set. Here's the 3-2. That's lifted the other way out to left. Cortez is there, and he makes the catch for the out. Time now from Coors Field to take a look at the Rockies starting lineup. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Yeah, keep an eye on Charlie Blackmon. He had over 20 runs batted in last month. Very consistent. A solid month, and I love watching him swing the bat. It looks like the focus and concentration is even better when he has runners in scoring position.
Here's Charlie Blackmon now. He also had 3 hits in the win last night. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. A ball and no strikes. Runner at second here with 1 man out. And he takes a called strike 1.
Not too often you see a changeup come across at 88 miles an hour on the gun. Still effective when you're throwing a fastball in the high 90s, though.
And this one's up around the eyes, 2-1.
That's a good take on that fastball there. You know he's looking for something up there to drive, but that was just a little above his happy zone. Not everyone has the discipline to hold back on those.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
We're seeing a good AB here from the 3-hole hitter. If he can work a walk or pick up a hit here, he's going to put that cleanup guy in a really good position to do some damage in this first inning.
Only play will be to the pitcher covering, and the runner will advance to third now. Here's Nolan Arenado, swinging it well so far in this series. He's 3 for 9. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And he'll hold off on the slider here to start the at-bat. It's ball 1.
With the runner on third, 2 outs, base open, and a good hitter at the plate, you have to be smart and not give in. If you walk this guy, so what? It's a lot worse if you give him a ball that he can hurt you on.
A ball and a strike. One and 2. Here it is. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. I think a few of these folks need to get out of the sun. An inning in the books. No score on the show. Striding into the box, Steve Pearce. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
Steve Pearce.
Here's the first pitch to him. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. Line drive to center field. Tapia patrolling center makes the play. 1 out.
So here's how the Colorado Rockies are positioned defensively. And let me tell you about outfielder Chuck Nasty, Charlie Blackmon. One of the best in the business out there, covering a ton of room in the outfield, gap to gap, with one of the most accurate arms in the game.
Digging in now, Brian Anderson comes off an 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. First pitch of the at-bat. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1. No score here as we play inning number 2. And he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Every time you go out there to start a game on the mound, you hope to settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like he could go pretty deep into this one.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And on 0-2 he misses with a fastball. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Bases are empty. 1 man out. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2. There's ball 4.
Well, he battled to get it to a 3-2 count, but that pitch wasn't even close. Now he's got a man on with 1 out, so he's got to focus on trying to get the ground ball.
Now at the plate, James McCann. First offering on its way. And he fouls this one off. Anderson leads off first with 1 away. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. Swing and a miss on the cut fastball. 1-2.
Get the chainsaw out today, boys. If he's going to throw back-to-back cutters like that, we are going to have some guys getting some wood blown up in their hands.
The 1-2. Oh, now here's a drive out to the alley. Anderson rounds third and is digging for the plate. And the run will score as the Marlins have claimed the early 1-0 advantage.
Well, when you leave a pitch that high in the zone like that, you have to expect bad things to happen. So instead of a double play ball, he gives up a shot to the outfield, and that brings the runner all the way around from first to score.
Into the box now, Gorky Hernandez. And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Still no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and a runner on second base. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Well, that's a pitch right there you gotta just lay off. There's a good chance he's going to throw it on 0-2, and if you can recognize it starting down in the zone, you know it's only going to go down from there.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
It's never a good look to strike out looking, but it's way worse when you do it with a guy in scoring position. Those are the times you really want to see a guy battle and at least put the ball in play.
Into the box, Robbie Franks fouled off. Opportunity for him here to pick up that runner from second with 2 away. Comes set, the 0-1. Popped him up. Story is there, and the side is retired. Marlins get a run on the RBI double. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's now 1-0 Miami. And that brings in the power hitting shortstop Trevor Story. It was a 2-hit effort for him, including a home run in last night's game. First pitch on its way. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. Lays off the fastball away, and it's 2-0. Fastball catches the black there for a called strike. The Rockies shortstop in front with a 3-1 count.
This is where you cash your checks right here. 3-1. You're one of the best hitters in the game. You live for situations like this.
Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. Strike called. Tough to do much with that one.
You could clearly see that the hitter didn't like that strike call, and his manager, he didn't like it either, as he's giving the umpire an earful from that dugout.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. A payoff pitch one more time. Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the two-seamer, and that's out number one.
All right, here's the defensive alignment for the Miami Marlins.
Batting fifth.
And let's take a look
The
at
left
Brian
fielder.
Anderson. This guy, when I see him out there on the field, I think of one thing. He's a ball player. Offers versatility for his manager. Outfield, little third base. He was fighting for the 2018 Rookie of the Year.
And that'll bring up the speedy outfielder David Dahl. Head-to-head with Jose Urena. He's 1 for 5. Here comes the first pitch. First pitch is a slider called for a strike. In his career, Dahl brings a batting average just a little over the 250 mark. Fastball that time is nowhere close, and it's even at 1-1. Two and 1 to David Dahl. Two and 2.
That's straight smoke at 99, guys. It's almost unfair.
The 2-2 is laid off, and the count runs full. Three-two pitch. And a fastball misses there. Ball 4.
I know one thing. He earned that free pass right there. He was tempted with some really good pitches, but he stayed disciplined and drew the walk.
At the plate, Pat Valaika. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball below the zone. That's ball 1. Dahl, base runner at first with 1 out. Now a throw over to first. The 1-0 home. Misses. Ball 2.
Well, you can see what he's trying to do right there. Double play situation. 2 balls down in the zone, trying to get that ground ball. Didn't get him to bite at either one. Now he's behind in the count, 2-0.
2 balls and a strike. Runners on first with 1 down. There's a fastball on the inner third taken for a strike.
Hey, I love that pitch right there, and that's where he's going to have to work. He's going to have to work down in the zone. This is a hitter's park. We all know the ball flies, and if he's going to keep the ball in the yard, he's got to execute down to the hollow of the knee.
That's back toward the mound. This will be a tough turn, however. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow. That'll bring up Tony Walters as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Fastball off the plate away. It's ball one.
Wow, that's 40 pitches for him already. This doesn't have the makings of a start that he's going to go very deep.
One-0 pitch coming. 2-0 now.
Well, he's got a base open to use right here, and it looks like he might not be afraid to do that by the way he's pitching him.
The 2-0 pitch. And that catches the outside corner. It's 2-1. He pulls this one into right, and that's in there. Base hit. Dump. Rounds the corner and is headed home. And he's safe at the plate. We're all square at one apiece.
Boy, I don't know about that pitch selection right there, Dero. You have a base open with a pitcher on deck. Not very good pitching right there.
Dan, as a guy who hit 8th in the National League a time or two, nothing's more difficult than to try and mind meld with the pitcher and come up with a game plan when you know you got the pitcher on deck. Shocking that he was coming after him right there in that big spot, and he paid the price.
Tyler Anderson is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike one. Comes set with the 0-1. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
Hey, make a pitch right here and get out of this. Get the boys in the dugout and regroup a little bit. One run is not going to kill you.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Ground ball left side. On to Pierce at first, and the inning is over. So a run on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd. All tied at 1-1. Ready now for the Marlins. Jose Arena, 9-1-2 due up.
Number 62, Jose Urena.
First pitch of the at-bat. Tough one to call there, but it's ruled just above the zone. Swing and a liner. That gets down. He's got himself a base hit. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
No doubt about it. He was looking fastball all the way there, and that's exactly what he got. Got the barrel out front and just blasted it down the line for an extra base hit. Nobody out, runner in scoring position. Great opportunity here.
In now, Alejandro Cortez, as he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. Hit it hard, but lined out in his first at bat. The 1-0 home is taken for ball 2. Now a hard liner toward short. That's in there. Base hit.
Hey, after that hit right there, Dero, that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 days in a row with knocks will help you sleep better at night, Dan.
In now, JT Riddle looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
In the air down the line in left. And this will wind up a foul ball. Here's the 0-1.
That's a ball.
Man, a fastball just misses. It's 1-1. Urena at second. Cortez on at first with nobody out. 2-1.
Boy, he better get it back together here quick because he's got two guys on already. He's starting to lose location of that strike zone. He's got to throw a strike right here.
And it's fouled away.
I know it's a guessing game, but usually when you flip that coin, it better come up fastball at this level. You cannot be late right there. That was right in the wheelhouse.
And he fouls this one off. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
With the meat of the order due up next, you could probably expect to see something you can handle here with the full count as the 2-hole hitter.
He's set. Here's the 3-2. Hit softly down the line at first, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. The next 3-2 is at the knees and called strike 3.
Now batting, the second baseman, Adam.
So coming to the plate, Adam Frazier, 0 for 1 here in the early going. He's set. Here it comes. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Now the 0-1. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And this will get past him down the line at first. It's a fair ball. And he's in safely at third as they jump ahead with a run scoring on the play.
Up next for the Marlins.
And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. So 2 men are on with 1 man out, and that'll bring in the outfielder who's played for every AL Eastern Division club in his career, Steve Pearce. Here's the first pitch to him. And he runs that one high and tight for ball 1. One and 1 now the count to the Marlins first baseman. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. Runners are at second and third with 1 down.
That fastball must have a little late life on it because that was right in the wheelhouse and he still wasn't able to get good wood on it.
A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the second out.
Oh, I love watching a pitcher that can run a good hard fastball in on a guy's hands and completely lock him up. That's such a tough pitch to do anything with. If you can locate your fastball there consistently, you're going to have a lot of success as a pitcher.
Standing in now, Brian Anderson, as he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Looking at his career totals, Anderson is slugging a little under the 400 mark, so the chances of his connecting with the ball right here aren't particularly good. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Boy, his pitch count has really spiked here in this inning. He's up to over 50 already.
Here's the 1-1. Called strike on the inside, and he can't believe it at the plate. It's 1-2 now.
He's got a chance to ring up back-to-back Ks here, and that would be huge in this situation.
And he comes back with a fastball. Strike three called, and the inning is over. Marlins get a run on the RBI double. Bottom of the third coming up. 2-1 now, Miami. Welcome back to Coors Field in Denver as we check in with Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Rockies skipper Bud Black between innings, specifically about his club's offensive output to this point. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. Yes, they've only scored one run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
Thank you, Heidi. Into the box now, Daniel Murphy. Second shot now. He doubled to start out the home first.
First at bat, this guy hit a pretty good pitch, a changeup, and he hit it hard for a base hit. We'll see if he's going up looking for something soft here in his second at bat.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Fouled off. Oh, and this at-bat is quickly moving from bad to worse. It's 0-2 now.
Usually you see chases outside the zone on off-speed stuff like sliders, breaking balls, and changeups. But to chase a fastball that far outside the zone tells me this hitter's not seeing it well at all.
Anderson has room in foul territory. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. So with one gone in the inning, we'll take a look at where these guys sit in the standings, and I think they can pretty much start to think about next year because they are well back in the division race. In now for Colorado, Raimel Tapia. He flew out in his last at-bat.
And with his speed, he's one of those rare guys who you'd actually like to see keep the ball on the ground. You can't beat out a fly ball in this game.
Now a swing and a fly ball. And he'll lay out to make a spectacular catch. Wow.
There are two parts to every great catch. One, getting the right route to make the play, and two, hanging on. That was a terrific diving catch by the outfielder.
Into the box now, Charlie Blackmon. Fouled away. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Outside for a ball, 1-1. A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. Lays off the slider that time. 2-1. And a fastball, but he's losing it a bit here to 3-1 now.
This is good patience here to work at the 3-1, especially after 2 quick outs to start the inning. Even if you don't end up getting a hit or drawing a walk, at least you're making the guy work a little bit and giving your pitcher a chance to rest a little.
Full count, 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Rockies. Our score remains 2-1. Start of the 4th upcoming, but first, Heidi Watney standing by with a report.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Don Mattingly about the Marlins' offensive production, and flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already, and he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
All right, Heidi, thank you. At the plate, James McCann. First pitch of the at-bat. In there, strike 1. Called strike 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. The 0-2 once more. And a cut fastball, but this bounces near the plate for a ball. Count even at 2-2 to the Marlins catcher. And a full count for James McCann. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
From 0-2 to 3-2, what a great at bat to start this inning off. Hey, this could be a productive inning.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. The 3-2 one more time. And it's fouled away. The next 3-2. Another one sent foul. They've locked horns. Here's the next offering. Neither guy giving in here, and they'll do it again. And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin stanza number 4.
And that at bat will put a smile on any manager's face. The pitch total of the opposing pitcher just keeps going higher and higher, and he still couldn't put him away. So this inning is off to a good start for the guys carrying the sticks.
Coming to the plate now, Gorky Hernandez. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch on its way. And that's in there for strike 1.
You know, Matty, when I first broke into the league, you wouldn't see that high heater first pitch right out of the gate. But I think there's been a change in philosophy here. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, guys wanted to attack you more east-west, get you leaning left-right. Now you're seeing guys attack in the philosophy more north-south. Just with launch angles and exit velocities, I think guys are afraid to throw that sinking fastball for fear that guys are just going to run their barrel into it. Not the case with the high fastball.
Here's the 0-2. Now that's popped up. One there. Back to Murphy, not in time, and they'll get just the one out.
Now that.
So striding forward now, Robbie Franks.
Right.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Popped him up. Walters has a play. Makes the play, and there are two gone now. So two are gone now in the Miami fourth. And in to hit next, the pitcher, Jose Urena. From the belt, kicks and deals. Cut fastball in there for a called strike. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch. And he takes this one high, 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Line drive snagged on a short hop. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Marlins leave one. They lead it 2-1. Digging in, Nolan Arenado. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, he's got to put that one behind him, especially with runners in scoring position. Those punch outs will stick with you a little longer.
Here's the first pitch to him. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Franks ranging back at the track, but he can't get it as it's off the wall. And he will make it there as the Rockies are in business right away. It's a leadoff double.
Now batting, shortstop.
One pitch, one swing of the bat, and they've got a man in scoring position just like that. On the mound, he's probably happy it stayed in the yard. He jumped all over the first thing he saw and almost got to round the bases.
Into the box, Trevor Story, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Oh, 1. Here it comes. And it's 1-1. Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. Count is 1-2 now. The 1-2 and another foul ball. Fourth inning of a 2-1 ball game. A bouncer to the left side. Riddle has it. And the off-balance throw beats him at first, and that's a tough play. Ready for another chance? David Dahl. He drew a walk his first time up.
David Dahl.
From the stretch. Here's a slider to start things out. Looked at for ball 1.
Well, that's a great take there, right there, on that slider down and in. That's one of the toughest pitches to lay off of as a hitter. That hard breaking ball coming down and in at the back foot. A tough take on a good pitch.
And that's off the plate and high. 2-0 now.
They obviously circled him before the game that they were not going to let him beat them. Walked him this first time up, and now they're nibbling again. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1. Loved the fact the pitcher challenged him in that spot right there. Didn't love the location. But I got to be honest with you, I think he's got him on his heels right now. Don't be shocked if he attacks the zone again.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Rockies thus far. Swing and a miss as he ran that 2-seamer right by him for the 2nd out. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter. You think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good, high, hard fastball.
That'll bring in the versatile Pat Valaika. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Comes set, the 0-1, and he fouls this one off.
He was able to foul that one off, but you could tell he was definitely late. That breaking ball, the pitch before that heater right there, definitely threw his timing off.
Now a ball line softly down the left field line, but foul.
When you have 2 strikes on you, as a hitter, if you get something that you can handle, you have to find.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Back-to-back strikeouts keep him out of danger. More to come on the show Sunday Baseball after this. Standing in, Alejandro Cortez. He singled his last time up.
The left fielder, Alejandro Cortez.
First pitch of the at-bat. And a bit too high with that one. It's 1-0. A couple of lefties start to get loose now in the bullpen. First 2 pitches off the mark here. It's 2-0.
Boy, you don't see that very often out of a rookie. That's a 2-0 count, and both of those pitches were really close. This guy has a pretty good eye.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1. Got a piece. It's 2-2. Soft liner to the left side. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit.
Hey, sometimes that's how a rally gets started right there. I know it's a soft liner, but leadoff man on usually poses problems.
Now he'll step off the rubber and go to first. And he'll dive back in safely. In now, JT Riddle. He's running. Scorched to third. Arenado has it, and there's 1 away.
Now batting.
Ready for another shot now. Adam Frazier hoping to build off that RBI double from his last plate appearance. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's inside for a ball. 1-0. Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear they don't want to challenge this guy right here, but working around a guy can come back to bite you at times.
Ready with the 2-0. Now a swing as he hits this one into the air. This will be foul off to the right, out of play. A swing, and this ball is blasted to right field. Nothing's going to keep this one in the ballpark. Gone into the home bullpen for a home run. A two-run blast to straightaway right field. 19th home run for him on the season as the Marlins have opened up a 4-1 lead.
Hey, that's one of the toughest parts about standing out there on the bump. Giving up a long home run or giving up a bomb at any time as a pitcher. You just have to regroup and get back on that horse.
Here's Steve Pearce now.
25, Steve Pearce.
As he'll take a look at ball one. On the year, Pearce has a batting line residing in the 230s.
Yeah, Matty, he's well aware of it. Runners in scoring position, that's where you need to be on your game. He's just expanded the zone entirely too much in these situations.
And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike. Into the corner and slicing foul. 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. The 1-2. Is laid off for ball 2.
That fastball really got away from him there. That's kind of a red flag for me that he's starting to tire or wear down a little bit. The first thing that goes is location and then your mechanics. We'll see if this continues.
Here now the 2-2. Line to second where it's caught there for out number 2.
Now batting, the third baseman, Brian.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring up the outfielder Brian Anderson. First pitch coming. Here it is. Now a fastball to start things out. Didn't miss by a lot, but it's 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Hard liner, but picked up on a hop. Throw to Murphy will take care of him, and that'll end the inning. But 2 in the inning for the Marlins thanks to the 2-run home run. Middle of the afternoon here at Coors Field. It's now 4-1 Miami. Eliezer Hernandez, a right-hander standing 6 foot even, will take over the pitching duties here.
Number 58, Eliezer Hernandez.
Striding in for the Rockies, Tony Walters, looking to follow up the RBI single from his first at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he lays off there, 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
Hey, this offense needs to get it going right here. Somebody has to take it upon themselves to have a quality AB and get this team to start thinking past the baton mentality. They cannot continue to go up there and look like they have no game plan.
Rolled slowly down the first baseline. The 1-2. This is skied into short left center. Cortez over to his left. Makes the play, 1 away. Mark Reynolds will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with 1 gone in the inning. this is taken outside for ball one. Hernandez, a Venezuelan-born ball player. He's a second-year big leaguer. Fifth inning here in a 4-1 ball game. All over that one, but a little out in front. Foul ball. Now the 1-1 home to Reynolds. Line hard, but this will be a foul ball. The 1-2. Reynolds swings, but this is a routine ground ball at short. On to first as Reynolds is a ground out victim here. 2 away. So 2 are gone in the Rockies half of the fifth. And up next, postseason record holder Daniel Murphy. Here comes the first pitch. Now here's a slider that can't quite get back to the outside corner. It's ball one.
Kind of a surprise not to see a fastball on the first pitch there. The guy's probably taking at least one pitch to give his pitcher a chance to sit down after he already made the second out.
That evens it up 1-1. 2 out, nobody on. Drilled down the line, but this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. And a good swing there as this is deep down the line in right, but this is going to wind up out of play. Here's another 1-2. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
After multiple pitches were fouled off, it gets a little disappointing as a pitcher. So you think, say, I'm going to throw one way off the plate and see if he'll chase it. Didn't happen.
Unable to find the zone with the slider. Raimel Tapia would be next. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And this is taken low for ball 4, and they'll have themselves a 2-out base runner here after all.
Up next for Colorado, the center fielder.
Striding in once again, Raimel Tapia. No hits to this point. First pitch of the at-bat. Trying to work that slider to the outer half, but it misses 1-0. Rockies center fielder looking at a 2-0 count now.
And the reason he's working away so much here is because he's got that big hole on the right side of the infield to worry about. With the first baseman holding the runner on, it's always smart to pitch into the defense you have behind you.
Left side, fielded cleanly. The throw pulls him off the bag. Standing in, Charlie Blackmon, and we'll see what he can do here with a pair of runners on base and 2 gone here in the 5th. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he gets a piece here as this ball is fouled away. Here's the 0-1. Popped him up. And he will make the play back there, and an opportunity goes by the boards here as that will end the inning. 2 left for Colorado. They trail it 4-1. Jake McGee takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 51, Jake McGee.
Striding in, James McCann. It was a walk in his last trip.
McCann.
First delivery to him on the way. Check swing grounder to the right side. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth.
I'm no hitting coach, but I know they always preach, if you're going to swing, swing. Second guessed himself on that one.
Standing in now, Gorkys Hernandez, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike one. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Fastball called for strike 2.
Hey, as a hitter right here, you can't be leaning out over. I know those first 2 pitches were in the outer half, but nothing saying he can't ride a fastball in right here.
Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2. 6th inning. 4-1 is our score. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. The 2-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Into the box now, Robbie Franks, as he swings and grounds it toward the hole. And that is through into right field for a single.
He looked a little bit out in front right there, but he's able to pull that ground ball through the hole for a single.
The pitchers, Hernandez.
Jorge Alfaro will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Pinch hitting for Miami, number 38, Jorge Alfaro.
And he'll snap one over to first. And he just manages to get his hand in. And another snap throw to the bag. Runner back safely. Runner's off for second. Strike taken. The throw is not close as he's in there with a stolen base.
Well, they threw over there multiple times thinking he was going to try to swipe that bag, so they were onto him, but he just waited it out and took off when he had the chance. Nice job of base running there.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch. And this is high, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 home. Oh, this is hit high and deep out to left. And you can't ask for much more off the bench as he'll drive that run in with extra bases. And he's safe.
Well, the beat goes on with this guy, runner in scoring position. No doubt when he comes up, he's thinking RBI. What does he do? Double the drive and another run. This guy is a money run producer.
Into the box, Alejandro Cortez, as he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. Comes set and the 0-1. And a good job to lay off the fastball there close, but it's 1-1. The 1-1 home. Taken, strike 2.
What a well-executed sinker right there. There's really nothing you can do with that pitch. You're either burying it into the ground or fouling it off your shin.
Still 1-2. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. Dahl going back, but he can't get to this one. It's off the wall.
Man, it's like deja vu all over again. Two well-hit back-to-back doubles that bring in a run. This one ends up going off the wall, and it looks like they've got a pretty good idea what this guy's trying to do to them out there. Definitely getting some good swings against him.
Stepping in now, JT Riddle. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Here comes the 1-0. A ball and a strike.
He's going to need to shorten up and get that foot down a little bit earlier if he hopes to be catching up to that fastball.
Cortez at second with 2 down. One and two now.
1-2.
And it's an even count of 2-2 to JT Riddle. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. He got him. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. On to the bottom of inning number 6. It's the Marlins 6 and the Rockies 1. Jacob Barnes
please.
enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 50, Jacob Barnes.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Nolan Arenado, due up for the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, and they're hoping that this is the part of the lineup that can get something going.
Yeah, only 1 run on the board so far for them. They just haven't had consistently good at bats.
First pitch coming. Here it is. There's a fastball missing down and away for a ball. 1-0.
This is one of those classic cases of the right guy at the right spot. They need to get a rally going, and this is maybe their best hitter, so he's the right guy in the right spot for this team right now.
Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. The 1-1. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. Heading for second is Arenado. And he will make it there as the Rockies are in business right away. It's a leadoff double.
Now batting.
And he obviously didn't let last night's hitless outing get to his head too much, because that's his second hit of the ball game. This one a double. I'm sure he's feeling a lot better about the way he's going right now.
Standing in now, Trevor Story, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball. 1-0. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. The 1-0 home. Skied into straightaway right. Hernandez has it in his tracks, and that's the first out of the inning. Stepping into the box, David Dahl.
David Dahl.
First offering on its way. In there for strike one, 0-1. Barnes, formerly property of the Milwaukee Brewers. He became a member of this team after signing as a free agent earlier this season.
Yeah, he didn't have an opportunity to really get acclimated to this ball club. Showing up during the season is not always easy, opening the doors to a big league clubhouse and trying to get to know your teammates. The best way to get to know them is to go out and produce.
Barnes has logged upwards of 75 innings pitched and has an ERA he'd like to see come down a bit. Starts the day in the high 4s. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Called strike, and he's behind 1-2. Runner at second here with one man out. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2. Here now the 2-2. Gets him looking at the knees for the strikeout.
That's just quality pitching right there for that strikeout. As we look at all 5 pitches, notice the location, all 5 down in the zone. Some guys are real good low ball hitters, but more often than not, keeping the ball down is going to lead to a lot of success on the mound.
Into the box now, Pat Valaika. And a ball 1-0. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Has a look, now the pitch. Nearly got the inside, but ruled a ball. The 2-0 on the way. Right side hit hard, and that's through into right field for a base hit, and some trouble now in right field, and they show a little life here as the lead shrinks to 6-2 now.
Catcher number 14, Tony Walter.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Tony Walters trying to keep things going now with a runner at first following the RBI single. First pitch of the at-bat. And this pitch is right down the middle, strike one. Valaika leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call. The 1-1 is taken for strike 2. The 1-2 lifted in the air to shallow center field. Franks is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. A couple of hits lead to 1 in the inning for Colorado. 7th inning coming up. It's the Marlins 6 and the Rockies 2. Welcome back to Coors Field here in Denver. It's on to the 7th inning with the Marlins on top, and it's a good time to check out our game summary through the first 6 innings of play. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Jeff Hoffman is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot, number 34, Jeff Hoffman. Now playing second base and batting
Digging in and looking for more, Adam Frazier. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here.
Yeah, that last at bat, Daddy, he turned that fastball around. He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country mile. But, hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
Line drive to left. And that's a base hit. So a little first pitch swing in there as he's on to kick off the inning.
Dan, with that single, he's now 3/4 of the way to hitting for the cycle. Toughest one still on the shelf, though. He's got to get it triple.
Yeah, that you said it, Dero. That's one of those that's either got to hit right down the line or one of those tweeners in the gap. He has enough speed, so if he can find a gap or find one down the line, maybe he can do it, and he's going to at least get one more at bat in this one.
In now, Steve Pearce, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. Nobody out, runner on first. And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1. Action now in that Colorado pen as a southpaw has stood up to throw out there. Now the 1-1 pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Oh, a diving effort as it's off his glove. On the recovery throw is in time to get the out at first. What a heads-up play.
Now batting.
Stepping into the box, Brian Anderson. He was a ground-out victim last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Bottom part of the zone. A good changeup gets the call. This one's down to third. Gloved by Arenado. Throw in time at first for out number 2. Into the box now, James McCann. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone.
McCann.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Way inside with that one. A pretty easy take there. According to the career numbers on the back of his baseball card, McCann is slugging a little under the 400 mark, so the chances of his connecting with the ball right here aren't particularly good. Count now, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2. The 1-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. One left for Miami. They lead it 6-2. Robbie Moylan gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Number 3, Robbie Moylan.
Digging in, the switch hitter, Garrett Hampson. He's newly entered into the ball game, so this will be his first trip to the plate here in inning number 7.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
The windup and the 0-1. In there, strike 2. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. Grounded up the first baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2.
If I'm on the mound right now, I know I'm in the hitter's head. He was definitely sitting soft. I might speed him up and elevate it right here.
And that'll get down for a base hit. So after the leadoff base hit, they'll have his wheels to contend with here.
Boy, so frustrating as a pitcher. You make a quality pitch on the inside half of the plate right there. Try to bust him in, D-Row, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player fighting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A knock's a knock.
Into the box, Daniel Murphy, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball one. Now we'll snap one off over to the bag, and the runner back easily. Hampson on at first, nobody out. And another snap throw to the bag, keeping particularly close tabs on him. The 1-0 delivery. Ball two now.
On 2-0, you can bet he's looking for a fastball that he can turn on and drive. Might be thinking about picking on that big hole between first and second.
2-0 count. The pitch down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Your offense goes out and gives you a 4-run cushion. You have to find a way to stop struggling. Compose yourself and get your mechanics on point. It'd be a shame to let this one slip away.
The 3-0 pitch. That one's in there. 3-1. A runner at first with no outs here. Hit down the line at first, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. And he pops him up back behind second base. Riddle will stay with it as he backs up and puts it away. One gone.
Now
stepping in, Raimel Tapia. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point.
Tapia.
Here comes the first pitch. And he gets a piece of this one to foul it toward the backstop.
This is a tough spot here to turn 2 off this guy at the plate. One of the things you really have to make sure defensively to make sure you get at least 1 out. Don't try to turn that double play. If you get the sure out at second, take that. And if you get it at first, well, that's just an added bonus. But make sure you at least get 1 out in a spot like this.
I had him reaching at thin air that time, and he's very quickly down 0-2.
I mean, that's just left on left crime right there. He could go to that pitch whenever he wants in this type of matchup.
Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2.
Wow, kind of an interesting pitch call there. The batter flailed at the pitch away on the previous one, so you'd think you'd go right back there, but instead they decided to come in, make him prove he can adjust before you do.
The 1-2. Count still at 1-2. Lifted down the line in left. And this will wind up a foul ball. The 1-2. And he pops it up. And no one will track it down.
Keep battling, young man. 3 foul balls in a row. He is calibrating that heater and the off speed. Let's see if he can catch something on the barrel.
Swing and a liner. And this will get over his outstretched glove. A great effort there, but it's a base hit.
Boy, that wasn't a very good pitch there. Up and away. That breaking ball, that slider intended to be down and away. Instead, it was up and away.
Yeah, that was definitely a missed spot right there, Dan. You saw the batter's eyes light up, and he didn't miss it.
Austin Bryce will head to the mound yet again as he'll be making his 90th appearance this season. Coming to the plate now, Charlie Blackmon, 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, not his game so far. He's such a good hitter. We all kind of expect him to pick up 2 or 3 hits most of the time. That's not really how baseball works, though.
First offering on its way. A ball and no strikes.
Ball 1, no strikes. That's ball
2-0.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down and away or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the heart of the plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
On the ground, back up the box, and it'll get through into center field. A base hit. And not in time as the run scores.
Yeah, one a day keeps the doctor away, Dan, especially when it's a big one
Now
late
batting,
in the game. It doesn't matter at all. You're just trying to get one knock a day, find a couple barrels. He happened to catch his late.
Boy, I tell you what, you're talking about coming at a good time, too. You have a kind of a rough night last AB. You end up being able to do something positive, not only for yourself, but also helping the team out, too.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And they go right after him on the inside corner for strike 1.
Even though he let that one go, you know that's the kind of pitch he likes to take a big hack at. Not too many power hitters that don't like a stomach-high fastball, so he's probably not throwing that one again.
Down and away, ball 1. First and second now, 1 man out. Now he gets the ground ball to first. This might be 2. To second for 1. On to Pierce. It's a double play, and the inning is over. Rockies forced to settle for 1. 8th inning coming up. The Marlins lead this one 6-3. Ready now, Gorkys Hernandez. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, big-time K last time up, and it's been a tough series for him so far. You can tell he's just not seeing the ball off this team. Let's see if he can make an adjustment right here.
Swings through it for strike number 2.
Obviously not where he wanted that curveball to end up, but I guess it fooled him enough to get the swing and miss.
2 quick strikes, and now the 0-2. Breaking ball below the zone. That's ball 1.
Classic strikeout pitch right there on 0-2. It's the one we know he loves going to, but great recognition to lay off in that spot.
Ready to deliver the 1-2. He struck him out. The 3rd time he's fanned in the game.
That's the 3rd time in this game he's gone down on strikes. Not the game he was hoping to have when he was taking batting practice, but at least his guys are ahead.
Standing in now, Robbie Franks. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. The 1-0 is a breaking ball that misses off the plate.
Not a great spot to be in right here, 2-0, but I'm not so sure why he's pitching this guy so cautiously. A bottom of the order guy you don't normally see getting pitched like this.
From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. 3-0 now.
Well, he knows it, but this is the kind of guy you just have to go right after. He's not the biggest threat with the bat, so it's time to challenge him right here.
3-1. 4 pitches, all takes.
He's showing a lot of patience here.
And I like that from a guy like him, Matty. He can do a lot of damage on the base pass with his legs, so there's no reason for him to get overly aggressive if he's not getting anything to handle.
And he looks at ball 4 now, so he's aboard, and you always have to worry about the threat of the steal when he's on base.
You know, it takes a lot of discipline to watch a pitch like that go by, but on a 3-1 count, he had the luxury of being a little bit more selective up there. Good take and a walk is the result.
Miguel Rojas will be summoned off the bench here as he'll pinch hit with a runner at first and 1 gone in the inning. Throw over to first. Runner's back. And this is pop foul, but perhaps playable behind first, and no one will track it down. Franks a runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now. 0-2. Hit out towards second. Reined in to second for 1. On to Murphy. It's a double play, and that ends the inning. So they go quietly here in this half inning. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Marlins 6 and the Rockies 3. Zach Duke is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
The Marlins. Number 32, Zach Duke.
Digging in, Trevor Story. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
1 ball, no strikes the count. Duke, a native Texan. He's a 15-year major league vet, so it's been quite the career for him.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game with this guy. You don't hang around 13 years. I always say this: you show me a good teammate, I'll show you a guy who opens the door every day, and you know exactly what you're getting. The consistency this guy has had can't go unnoticed, and he's had an amazing career.
3-0 now.
If you're at the plate in this situation, you're only thinking one thing, and that is get on base. You got 3 balls. It has to be perfect over those 17 inches for you to pull a trigger. A walk is as good as a knock right here.
Taken, and that one catches the bottom part of the strike zone. This is taken here for ball 4. So the leadoff man's on base to kick off the home 8th.
He's really struggled with his command in this game, no doubt about it. But to make things worse, he just lost one of the fastest guys in the ballpark.
Settling in now, David Dahl. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets to 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
He's set, and the pitch. Curveball looked at here for strike 1.
I like that he used the curveball to get ahead there. That's a tough pitch to hit in this lefty-lefty matchup. So if you can get it over the plate on the first pitch, it can be pretty effective.
A 1 pitch on its way. And that misses 1-1. Right side. And that's through for a hit. Fortunately for him, though, no error on the bobble, and the runners will hold at first and second now.
You know, Dero, the old school thinking sometimes is when you're going through a bad streak like this guy, any way you can get on a little jam shot, even though it wasn't pretty, maybe this could get this guy finally going.
Yeah, I can't tell you how good that had to feel right there. There's
Your
moments
attention,
where you
please.
slap that donut off your bat, you don't even want to walk to home plate. You're scuffling so bad.
Ian.
Changed up on him and dropped it in for a called strike. And he takes strike 2.
I guess he's really trying to measure that fastball in his first at-bat, but you really never want to put yourself in 0-2 count if you could do anything about it.
On the ground to the left side. To Frazier at the bag. On to first, but no, not in time as he really took a tumble at second base, letting go of that ball.
And kids, this is why you always go hard into second base. Could have been an easy double play ball, but the slide really impacts the throw to first, and they wind up only getting 1 out on the play. Good, aggressive, legal slide that time.
So striding in, Tony Walters. And Dan, what's the plan of attack here for the guy on the mound?
Well, I think they have to go right after him. He's pretty unlikely to take you deep, but if you allow him to get on base, the chances of him scoring and tying this game become a lot greater.
First pitch on its way. Laid off the bender there, but it's in for a called strike.
Hey, I have no problem with that take right there. Reliever coming in. You haven't seen this guy for a while. Gives yourself a chance to calibrate what he's got.
Runners are at first and third, 1 away. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. The set and the 1-1 pitch. 2-1.
The count is 2-1.
Two and two to the Colorado catcher.
As a hitter, you know the pitcher's trying to work you down around the knees in a double play situation, so making him get a pitch up and actually in the zone is a must.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Count remains 2-2. The 2-2 one more time is looked at, and the count moves full. Garrett Hampson, who represents the possible go-ahead run here, waits in the on-deck circle. Runners are at the corners with 1 man out. And he misses with it, ball 4, so that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base. The bad news, a single probably drives in a couple of runs.
So bases are loaded, nowhere to put him with 1 away, and up steps Garrett Hampson to bat. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit on the ground to third. A dive, and he knocks it down. But the recovery is too late at first, and the run is in to score.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel.
Tom Murphy will come on now and pinch
Your
run
attention,
here.
please. Now running at second base, number 23, Tom Murphy.
So the Rockies lineup turns over, and to the plate, Daniel Murphy. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And a curveball to begin the at-bat. 0-1.
This is a situation where you have to step out of the box and tell yourself, my job is to get the runner in from third. It'd be nice to gap one and get them both in, but you want to take a little pressure off you offensively and just focus on.
Meanwhile, this ball gets down. It's a base hit. And that's going to bring in the run from third. And just like that, it's back to a one-run ball game. Drew Steckenrider is called upon to pitch, really needing that double play ball. Bases are loaded here with only one man out.
Number 71, Drew Steckenrider.
Stepping up to the plate, Raimel Tapia. No career numbers to talk about for this matchup. Here's the first pitch to him. Good way to start it on the outside corner for strike one.
Great spot with that pitch down and away. He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep hitting that spot.
One out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. Sets the target low here, and it misses 1-1. The 1-1 takes a pass and misses. That's strike two.
It's becoming more and more common in today's game to see relievers like this that can run it up there close to 100 miles per hour. But it's so fun to watch it. He blew it right by him there.
The 1-2. And he turns on this one and yanks it foul and back out of play. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. There's a curveball, but it misses well out of the zone.
He's got him on the ropes at 2-2, but I don't think he'll try to get him out with another curveball. He's seen it already a couple of times, so it's not going to surprise him anymore.
Line toward right center. And he has delivered one of the biggest at-bats of the afternoon as he cashes in with a base hit. He's safe. The throw is offline. And they've taken the lead here in the 8th.
You know, it's awfully difficult to score runs late in the game after being down by 1-0. That base hit drives in 2. That's a huge base hit.
What a momentum swing. What an AB right there. Now you got to grab your leather and go out and flash some D for the boys.
Into the box now, Charlie Blackmon, as he'll take a good look at a curveball that sweeps right across the zone in there for the first strike. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. The 0-1 on its way. Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball.
The intent with that changeup away was one thing and one thing only. Get a double play ball. Nice job to lay off it at the plate, though.
Now the 1-1 pitch is looked at for ball number 2. Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? On to Pierce. It's a double play, and the inning is over. So 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors and a runner left on. We've played 8 full. Rockies lead this one 7-6. Tom Murphy will stay in the ball game as he'll likely do the catching from here out.
Now catching, number 23, Tom Murphy.
Wade Davis takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Wade Davis.
Trying to pick things up where he left off. Alejandro Cortez. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get. Maybe once an AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
The 1-0 is a fastball that misses.
Don't expect this pitcher to throw something over the heart of the plate. He's going to have to stay on the corners right here. Huge spot in this game. Do not miss over the heart and get beat.
2-0 count. The pitch is in there for strike one.
You know, Matty, I'll never understand this. You work so hard throughout the course of the season and course of this game to get in 1-0, 2-0, 3-1 counts. Guarantee yourself a fastball 80 to 90% of the time, and he takes it. Just can't understand the methodology there.
The 2-1 home. Chopper foul. Pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss on the fastball. And there's the first out here in the ninth. So the leadoff man gone to start the top of the ninth as we take a look at league saves leaders entering play. And as you see there, he finds himself in 6th place in the category in the National League. Up next from Miami, JT Riddle. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. A ball and no strikes. 1-run game here in the top of the ninth. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. And this one finds the corner for strike one. Here it is. And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane of the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Now another 2-2. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. The 2-2 one more time. Doesn't get the zone. Count full now.
That's the kind of pitch that reminds me of many reasons why I wasn't a very good hitter. This thing was inside and coming in hot, and he just gave a stone cold take. I'm bailing out of the way if I'm in the box, no doubt about it.
Full count still. Fastball swung on and grounded out towards second. Hampson fields it cleanly. Throw on to first to be in time, and the Marlins are now down to their final out of the game. Now batting, Adam Frazier. Last time through was a base hit. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Fastball too high to start him out here. 1-0. The 1-0 doesn't catch the outside corner. It's a ball.
Well, 2-0 now, and this is where he makes his money. If he gets a pitch to Hackett, you can bet he's not going to hold back.
Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
Time to narrow your focus up there at the plate. In a one-run game, he doesn't want to walk you, so there's a good chance he's going to get something to handle right here.
2-run.
3-1. Three and one. Here it is. Fouled off. Now this crowd of over 38,000 on their feet. And he gets strike three called to end it here. And with that, this one is over.
Yeah, nice job slamming the door shut right there. And I'm told he just tied me on the all-time saves list with 158. That's a number I'm proud of, and he should be too.
And this afternoon's closes at a one-run game, 7-6 today. The Rockies posted 4 runs in the 8th on the way to victory. Jeff Hoffman wins his 4th game out of the bullpen this year. Wade Davis records the save, number 36 on the season. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to